Okay, I'm back. We are doing this, and it's going to be actually posted next week, but because I'll be on the road on the way home back to Virginia, we're doing it right now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We are doing, I didn't get my papers out. We are doing the beach scene with the water. Okay, this is super cool. This is if you're looking down on the water from your drone. Okay, so what we're going to need, let me pull my camera down. What we're going to need is lots of inks because we have lots of colors. Okay, so these are basically the supplies. These are all of the things that you're going to need, all of the die cuts that go with this. And so it works there with that. And then the papers, of course, in the background. And then here's all the inks you're going to need. Okay, you're going to need Desert Sun, Mango Mai Tai, Barnboard, Latte, Coconut, Navy, Cactus, Blue Hawaiian, Bermuda, and Peach Tree. Okay, I also have daubers for each of those, but you can wash these out and use them in different colors. I just use them so much, we have them all. Scissors, paper piercer, a cork board, and your pens, of course, your pens. Okay, all right, so what we're going to do, the first thing we're going to do is kind of do our background paper, because that's, and you'll notice these are all already inked. These are inked and penned. Steve has done the inking and penning. These are our towels. You can see how this is how we've sent them to you so that they arrive all together safely. And all you're going to do is snip the end, it falls out. Snip the end, it falls out. And snip the end, and it falls out. Okay, so now look at these. These are all inked, penned, and ready to go for the little extras that we're going to do. My corkboard. All right, so you have all these things. They're all inked and chalked. We do have to do some extras on them in a little bit, and we will do that together. Okay. All right. So what you have in your kit is you have 3 of these and 3 strips of blue, and then you have a strip or a whole sheet of this teal. And then I use this teal, the rest of this teal for the matting. Okay, that's our matting here. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do, these are our strips. These are our water strips that are going to go here and here. Okay, and you can see they are not going to be long enough, so we're going to do them in different pieces. This one, you're only going to need 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear. Now, usually, if you know my kits, I always use a ruler when I tear, so it's nice and straight because I'm very OCD. But you have to throw your OCD-ness away and tear on this one, okay? But I want this white, see how this is white here and white here? I want this white to be on this side too. So you got to tear it in the right direction. So you have that. And from each of these, on this one I only did a 2-inch strip because I only needed 2 of these. So I'm going to do 2 strips. Whoops. And then I got to do the other side of paper. Okay. All right. Okay. You are going to do the same thing with all of your other strips. I'm just going to show you on this one, but you're going to do, and I would do 3 strips on these. So down, up, down, up, down, up, and you can get 3 strips on each of these. This is the blue parchment, which over here, the light blue here, the teal there, and then the dark teal. That way, as you progress down into the ocean where the octopus lies, it gets darker as you go. Okay, so you're going to have these here. You also have, since we're tearing, this is all, you have a full sheet of this, and we're going to tear this. Um, just like that. Perfect. Look how perfect that is. Okay, so it's not. So I'll fix it just a little bit. I don't want quite that much white on there, but actually that would make good sand looking. Okay, so I'd probably cut it off a little so it's a little smaller. But then I wanted it kind of layered, so I would tear this one then. It can go right here, and then I'll tear a little bit more, and it would go right here. See how that would be? And that's our beach. Okay, then the rest of it you can use for matting on your page. Okay, so what, and then on this beach, what you would do is I inked this, just a tan, this latte color on the beach, on the white part of it. And then I added dots and dashes. And then, of course, I crimped it a whole bunch of different ways. You can see all the crimping there. And then after you lay it down, then I curl up my edges with my fingertips, just so that the torn edges look really cool. Okay, that's our beach. There's not much to that once you tear it. Okay, so here's our, get all my creatures out of the way. So this is how we're going to put this on. All right, so we're going to, I think I'll put this one right here. That's how it's going to go on. And then I'm going to put this one here, tear this, and then put this here. See how that works right there? Now on this one, I didn't ink the edges because I wanted that nice white look that's there. So I didn't ink the edges on it, but I did take my white pen, use an 8, and I did do squirrely dots and dashes all along the edge here. Okay. You can notice I take forever and are so slow and careful, and good grief, I just tore it. It's not careful. Okay, you're going to do that to both sides. All right, I'm just going to do it to one because you don't need to sit and watch me make up things to say. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my glue pen. Oh, it's right here. I'm going to take my glue pen, and on the back side of this, right down the middle, I'm going to do a line, one line, and then I'm going to put it on here. Push that down. I will go ahead and do this one because I want it to be really dry and solid before the next step. Okay, remember you're going to do dots and dashes with your white pen all along all of the edges here. Wonderful. I'm trying to get you on my beautiful table. Okay. All right. So you go like that, and you've got them secured on there. Okay. Then you're going to go ahead and trim the excess off. And then find my scissors. Okay. And the excess off over here. Okay. You're going to do this for all of the other colors. So you're going to have your teal will be next, and you're going to piece it. It's going to have to be pieced because it's too long. But you don't see the pieces because you have your picture mats over it. You're going to ink it. I did ink these. I used like this one would be a cool one on here. This one I put this ink on the outside edges to add a little bit to it. And the light blue, I did the light blue again on the edges so that you can do it. Okay, I think I've let it dry enough. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to take your fingernails and you're going to pull it up so that we have waves, and these make nice fun little waves. Okay. That's why you wanted it to dry really good with your glue pen. Okay. That's why we only put a little line down the middle of them, because you want to be able to pull up these edges here. Okay. All right. Cool. Doesn't that look cool? All right. We have one last thing we're going to do. My edges here. And these edges. Okay. That's our little waves. We could leave it like that, but you know me. That's not enough. That's here. Thread that's here. And I'm going to take my paper piercer. Okay. So I've got it put out on this, my cork board. I have my cork board here, and I'm not going to do the lines, the sewing on this one or this one. I am going to do one here, and I did one here. That's all I did, is I just did two of them because I didn't want to spend all day doing my lines. Okay, so I'm going to do this one right here. And what you're going to do, right down the middle, I just poked on my, this is my paper piercer, on my cork board, all the way along, about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch. Please don't measure it. And your white thread, thread our needle, in the light so you can see what you're doing. There we go. Okay, so on the back side, we're going to poke it up through the back side. Pull it almost to the end. Then I'll get a piece of Scotch tape to hold it there. And now you're just going to do like dots and like your dots and dashes, only these are just dashes. And I'm just going to sew it all the way up. Okay. You don't have to be a seamstress to be able to do this. You just have to be able to see your holes, thread your needle. That's as complicated as it gets. Okay. I'll do one more little stitch and then I'll let you envision the rest. Okay. And then when you finish at the end, you'll just use another piece of Scotch tape and have it done. Doesn't that look cool? Okay, that's how you do your strips. Once your strips are done, then you're ready to do your other objects that go on it. So we have our strips done, and we have our beach. We've already inked, crimped, and done our beach. Okay, so now we're going to do our little creatures, our animals. And they're all right here. And I've got close-ups on these on your instructions so that you can see how I've done them. It's nothing really fancy, but you can see how I've done them. Okay, I'm going to start with my umbrellas. Well, let's do the creature first. That's more fun. Okay, you can see Steve has inked and dot and dashed all of these because these are creatures too. The only thing you're going to do to your starfish is you're going to add some dots. You can add as many or as few as you want, because of course we're going to crimp those. Okay, those are that. And on our manta ray, I'm going to give him some eyes. This is where his eyes are. Eyes right here. And then I'm going to do this because I looked it up and this is what they look like. Okay, and then I'm going to take my and my dauber. And I'm going to add just on the bottom here, I'm going to make his tail dark. And then inside these little lines I drew up. Okay, I'm going to do that with my dark. And then I'm going to take my white pen and I'm going to do some dots and dashes, not a lot, just a little bit, like on the wings. Okay, and let's see, I'll do one like right down here. Okay, I'll add some more dots and dashes to him. And some over here. I'll do some here and good enough. Okay, so he's done. I did not crimp him because I wanted him to be smoothly going around. Okay, these are the jellyfish, which we just love to run into in the ocean. So I'm going to give them a cap, and they're both done the same, of course. And then I'm going to have these kind of all over. I want some to be on the top, and some will be underneath. And I do have close-ups on these so that you can see how I've done it, but really, any way you do it is going to be right. Because the first person that looks at your scrapbook and says, "Ooh, that doesn't look right," is not your friend anyway. So. Right. Now I'm going to add a little bit inside here. Not a lot, just a little bit. I think I'm going to use a little bit more of mango type too, but do it very lightly because you don't want it to overpower. Yeah, that looks better. So the ones that are behind, I'm just going to add just a little bit of color to them, just so that the ones that are on top shine through just a little bit more. Okay, cool. All right, then I'm going to add my pen. And I'm going to give it lots of highlight. Okay, we'll do some here. We'll do some around this mushroom cap, whatever it's called. Coming up here, and I'm only putting my pen work on the ones that I had come in the front. Okay, there you go. Isn't that cool? It turns it, so if you didn't do anything, that's what it would look like. If you just do the ink and the pen work, but when you add all those little extras, it becomes a jellyfish. All right, so we've done all of these creatures. Now we're going to do our octopus. I'm going to have to turn it around to do it. Okay, I'm using my mango Mai Tai and my ink. Okay, so I guess I should pen it first. I'm going to pen where these come up to the top. Okay, so this one's going to be on the front. This one here. Let's see, this one's going to go here. And it will come down and around. There we go. And then in the middle, this is going to come up like this. And once again, I have these in the a close-up so you can tell what they are on the thing. Okay, that's his little foot. I'm going to make sense of this one down here. It's going to go like this. There. Okay, so we've done all this. What we're going to do, I wanted to have some underneaths. So this is my underneath here. And I think that's all the underneath. Then I did lots of dots. Right here where I have all these little bumpies on the die cut. Lots of dots. And then lots of dots in here. And then some on the top. Lots here, lots here. Mostly I'm doing my lots where I have all my dots. I mean the die cut is crimpy. Okay. And on this side, down here and down here. Perfect. I'm going to give him 2 eyes so you can see to bother me. Okay, and then where did I put my dogger? Just have it, here it is. Okay, now I'm going to take the ones that are behind and darken them. Okay, we're going to go right on this line here. And this part's going to be darker there. Go around on this one. It's so darker back behind here. Okay, that's how the darkers and the lighters work on it. Now I'm going to make dots. My octopus is a polka dot octopus. Not going to do a lot, just a few, just because I like to. Okay, and now I'm going to take my pen again, go around these dots, but not all the way around, just kind of, just enough to make them show up. Okay, so cool. Love octopuses. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to add quite a bit actually of white, highlight it. So I'm going to do the tops. We'll do a top on here to highlight them. We're going to do right here, right here. This one needs some on it. This is the top. We'll do some on it. Like this, around here. Perfect. Okay, that's our octopus. Cool. Okay, so when you put your animals down on your bead, I just popped them up. Here's my octopus, here's my manta ray. I put my stingrays together, my jellyfish together, and then I have these 2 just off of the beach. Okay, cool. All right, the next thing we're going to do on those. So now I'm going to show you the extras I do on these, because this I had so much fun with. Okay, I'm not going to do all my umbrellas because you'll get really bored. But I will do this. Okay, there's going to be a button in the middle, so I don't have to worry about what goes right into the middle. But I'm going to draw my lines kind of sort of in, so they pretty much go to the middle. Okay, that's that first part. Then we're going to take our white. What I'm going to do, actually, I'm not going to do the white first. I'm going to do my barn board because I want the white to be on top. So on one side of all my lines, on one side, I'm going to draw a little bit. Color in just to one side because it's going to be the darkest side. Okay, gives it a little bit of dimension. Now I'm going to take my white, and what I want to do is I'm going to go up like this, and I want, cool. So I'm going to go up again and draw over just a little bit. Don't have to do a lot because you don't want to color the whole thing in, but you want enough that it looks like a really cool umbrella. Okay. Cool. Last one. There you go. Okay. And one last thing. We're going to take our white pen, and on this side where we did our white, we're going to go ahead and do dots and dashes all the way up it. And here, here. All I did is I used my points here to make my lines. I think I'll add a little bit highlighting just along the edge here and the edge here. And that's our umbrella. You're going to put your button on the top. You have a really cool umbrella on the beach. Okay, you're going to do all the umbrellas the same way. And then we're going to do our, and I did not crimp the umbrellas. Okay, none of the umbrellas are crimped. You put buttons on them all. And then all you have left to do is your towels. Okay, your towels, I have stripes, I have polka dots. I want you to have fun with them. So if you're doing polka dots, let's do a polka dot on this one right here. I do my dots, 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 and then I would take my white pen, go around them so you can see them really good. You could also do it on your black pen, go around them, but then I do this in the middle. Let's get some small dots, so it's a polka dot. Okay, then after I'm going to let that white dry just a little bit, and then we would crimp it. Okay, let me do a blue one, and I'm going to do first I'm going to snip it right here so it falls out. Snip it right here so it falls out. Okay, I'm going to do some stripes on this one so you see how I did those. I'll do a stripe along here, 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 and right here. And then again, I take my white pen and I outline it. Or you could use your black pen. Okay, that's striped. Then the last thing you do to all of your towels, these are terry cloth towels, so they have to be majorly crimped. Do them in both directions so they have a cross-hatching look, and now they look like little towels, kind of, sort of. Okay, and you're going to do all of your towels. Let me show you up close on this. So we have our umbrellas and we have our towels, and I popped up all the umbrellas and laid the towels flat. Okay, so let me show you up close here. This one I did in a plaid. I went ahead and did some up and down lines in a plaid. This one, the circles, I did with my black pen. These are stripes. I added some stripes down the middle. I did the horizontal stripe one. I just had fun. I just made my beach towels lots and lots of fun. Okay, that's these 2 pages. Let me turn this back up. Okay, that's these 2 pages, and I hope I explained it all really well to you. You have your beach side over here. You have all your water floating all around. Okay, that's it, I think. Thanks, guys, for being part of us. If you want to, are not a member of our club, we'd sure love to have you be a member of our club. Please go onto our YouTube channel, subscribe, like, and follow us. We are the Treasure Box Scrapbooking Club. Also go on Facebook, like us, and follow us, and be part of our club. And I do the main kit each month. I will have one more week where I do the pier, and that will be lots of fun too. Okay, that's it. Thanks, guys.